Picking up stitches along a garter edge. I have the right side of my work facing and I'm picking up on the right edge. Each of these ridges is 2 rows and I'll be picking up 1 loop per ridge, so 1 stitch per every 2 rows. You'll need a double pointed needle that's a couple of sizes smaller than the needle you use to knit the fabric. To pick up these stitches, I'm simply going to insert the double pointed needle into the final loop at the end of my row. And you can see that it doesn't have that lower bump accompanying it, which makes the loop you're picking up a little easier to identify. And I'm simply just inserting my needle through all of these stitches, which is why we go down a couple of sizes. It just makes this step a little bit easier. Once I've picked up all of my loops that will become my new stitches, I'll simply return to using the needle size that I used for the swatch. So to knit this swatch, I used a 6.5mm needle. So that's what I'm going to use to knit my picked up stitches. I'm joining a contrasting color just to make things a little more obvious on video. But I'm simply knitting that loop as though it were a stitch, and I'll proceed to knit all of these loops that I've picked up along my double pointed needle. There's no real trick to this stage. You're simply just knitting these loops as stitches. So I'll just continue to work along to the end of my row. And once I've finished the row, I'll simply turn and continue knitting. We can see I've now knitted all of those picked up stitches. Once you've worked a few rows, your work should shape up to look sort of like this. And that's how you pick up stitches along a garter edge.